sorry. It's been a while since I've been on. My bad, but not really my fault. So hear me out. For the last few weeks, I have been dealing with YouTube and Google AdSense and trying to sort out my account because I got blocked from being able to monetize my videos. And as you all know, you're not on YouTube to make money. That is for sure. But you do still want to be able to use their AdSense, and especially if you have blogs or if you have accounts that you're using. Finally, they were able to sort it out for me, so thank goodness. So here I am again, that's sorted. I am now going to tell you about my upcoming trip. I'm going to Africa, baby! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I am going to go to Egypt. I have wanted to go to Africa to visit that continent for as long as I can remember. The birth of civilization happened there. It's so much history, it's just steeped in it. I didn't know if I was going to West Africa, North Africa, South Africa. I just wanted to go. I actually almost decided to go to South Africa, but changed my mind. So for those of you who don't know, Canadians need a visa to enter Egypt. I did not know that. You can get one at the airport, but me being the person I am, I'm harassing the embassy so I can get it beforehand. It only takes 5 days to receive it, but still, I wanted to get that out of the way because I did not want to have to be in a 3-hour line at court. Oh gosh, seriously, that would just drain the life from me, just drain it. I totally stocked out TripAdvisor, Expedia, Booking.com, Trivago. And I know not the best thing because sometimes the more you look on the website, the more their analytics reads it, and then the price goes up. So I ended up starting out with 4 days and 3 nights, and it was costing around $879. Sorry, 879 euro. I'm in Europe, people. Euro. That is way more than Canadian. So I said, oh, that's kind of expensive. I didn't really want to have a trip that was going to be that expensive because I still have to pay for the tour and food. Now I know that the Egyptian pound is very, very cheap compared to the euro, the US, or the Canadian dollar. They do call their money pounds. So not to be confused with the British pound. Whew, not even close. So people, seriously, if you're coming from Britain, do not think that 1 Egyptian pound is equivalent to 1 sterling pound. It isn't. Not even close. What I did is I went on TripAdvisor. I went on all of these sites. TripAdvisor I mainly used for the review. Said, you know what? The 4 days doesn't really work for me because it's really supposed to be more of a weekend trip. I can't get that much time off work because I will be going on a longer trip later on. I'll tell you about that later. So what I said is, okay, I'm just gonna do a weekend jaunt. So I switched it to 3 days and 2 nights. So I said, okay, you know what? Let's see how this is going to work. So I put in all the information. I said, okay, I'm going on a weekend. I'd like to get a Friday and a Saturday with flight and a Sunday because that would be ideal. And I ended up finding amazing, amazing deal for 599 euro. 5-star hotel. Okay, just the 5-star hotel itself usually costs that much in Canada. Sofitel, really good brand. So I was almost going to stay at the Fairmont because I really love the Fairmont brands. Fairmont has always been my hotel of choice, but the Sofitel was just situated so nicely and the reviews for the Sofitel were great. And I said, you know what? We've got Sofitel in Montreal. Why not? Let's try it out. See how they rank up. Booked it for the Sofitel. I've got 2 nights there. I've got an amazing tour guide that I found off TripAdvisor as well. Now, for me personally, I'm going to a Muslim country. I'm going to a country where I know that they haggle a lot. And I also know that they are really aggressive with the way that they approach foreigners. Now, this is a way of their culture, right? I'm going into their house. I'm coming to visit, and this is just the way they interact with people. And people are used to it, but I am not used to that. And I can be a pretty forceful person if you tick me off or get into my space. So I just said, let's get a tour because I do not want to piss off anyone when I'm in Egypt and get in any kind of altercation. Not a place I want to be having an issue in, seriously. So for me, I wanted to have 2 things. A tour guide for myself, pick me up from the airport, drop me off at the airport, take me on the tours that I want to see, take me for camel rides, take me on the Nile, really show me the Egyptian culture, take me to the markets, and really experience it, and just, oh my goodness, take that all in. Second thing, I wanted a female. I know, some of you might say, oh, you know what, why wouldn't you get a guy? You know, would a female not try to scam you more? Would a female be easier, really? Are you sure? And I looked at so many sites, because one thing, when you go on sites that give you the option to rate things, and for a traveler, just to get that feedback, you'll see their rating. So they'll either have 4-star or 5-star, saying, you know, this was excellent, very good, it was terrible, it was horrible, don't ever do it again, don't go there, don't go there. Luckily, I found one woman with completely 5 stars, and I said, okay, this might be the one. Talk to some of the travelers who went last week, because there have been people traveling all this time to Egypt, okay? I feel like what you see in the news isn't necessarily always what's happening in a country, because there could be conflicts all over the world, but people still travel. And yet, when you say places like, oh, I'm going to Africa, you know, for North Americans, sometimes you get that, oh my gosh, are you serious? Don't you know what's going on there? Like, are you crazy? But then think about it. What just happened in Brussels? What's just happened in France? You know, this is happening, sadly, all over the world. And at the end of the day, you have to live your life. And for me, what makes me happy is traveling, and it really speaks to my soul. So I have that wandering bug, and I know that this is what it's going to take to make me feel like I am feeding my soul in that way. So if you're traveling to places where there might be conflict, obviously avoid it, okay? But if you're going to travel, I would definitely suggest these things. Register with your government. So the Canadian government actually has a register abroad site for Canadians who are traveling. So I'm living abroad, so I can register saying, hey, I'm going to be here for 2 years, and on top of that, for this date to this date, I will be traveling to these countries. Give them my contact information. Know your embassy. Okay, people, seriously, this is something I get asked so many times, and I cannot stress it enough. If you are traveling, particularly if you're traveling alone, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, okay? You are traveling by yourself. You should be very, very careful, okay? It doesn't matter where you're going. It's just common sense to just be attentive and to be aware of your surroundings at all time. Part of being careful of where you're going is reading the news before you leave, reading blog sites, checking up on Twitter, you know, for all those things that are happening last minute. You know, I'm always updating my news feeds, checking to see what's going on in the countries that I'm visiting, and that keeps me informed and it keeps me safe. You know, you might say, hey, you're being really paranoid. Come on, it's not so bad. Don't worry about it until it happens to you. Yeah. That ish don't fly, okay? When I travel, I'm not trying to be super paranoid. I want to go there and enjoy myself. And part of enjoying myself is downloading Google Maps offline. This will save your life, because trust me, when I go to Egypt, I will not be using my cell phone to get an astronomical phone bill. But I will be using my Wi-Fi when I am able to, so that I'm not using my data. And if you know where you're going, you can download all the Google Maps offline that you want and pull that up and know exactly where you are while you're there. It is so useful. Oh my gosh. Number one of my tips from traveling: for electronics, for things that you need, Google Maps. Download it. You won't regret it. Other than that, register with your consulate and know where your embassy is. Because in Africa and in the Middle East, if you go to Dubai, if you go to Egypt, if you go to Jordan, oh my gosh, seriously, you should not even be going to anywhere near Israel. Trust me, I would really love to go, but not happening. If you're going to any of those areas where you know a conflict could spill over, because there are advisories for if you're going to Egypt, don't go too close to Israel, you know? Don't go too close to West Sudan. You have to watch where you're traveling and be aware at all times. that doesn't prevent you from enjoying yourself. I'm going to go there. I have a tour. I'm going to go see the pyramids. I'm going to go see the Nile. I'm going to ride a camel around the pyramids. Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to go to the markets. I'm going to go on the Nile River in an evening tour. And on that tour, I'm supposed to be seeing belly dancers. It is going to be such an epic trip. And I am so excited about it. But in all those times, even with a tour, I'm still going to be aware of my surroundings. You know, I'm going to respect their culture. I am traveling to a predominantly Muslim country. That means not baring my shoulders, not wearing short shorts. Girls, I know you might have a banging body, but this is not home, okay? You do not walk anywhere and let your booty hang out, because first of all, you will feel so uncomfortable with all the stares that are going to be directed your way. Second of all, you are going to get harassed, okay? And you might say, oh, you know what? My body's amazing. I should be able to wear and do whatever I want. And you know what, sweetheart? You get that privilege because you're in a Western culture where it's accepted. But when you're in a culture that is not like that, you have to respect those cultures, because it's like people coming from those cultures and telling us in Canada or North America, hey, you have to cover that up. You have to wear this. No, you know what? You come to our house, you respect our rules. We go to your house, you respect our rules. And it's just reciprocal agreement. It's just being a good neighbor, because at the end of the day, we're all part of this global community and we all want to enjoy each other's cultures. I'm traveling because I want to experience that culture. I want to see what it's like. They are so different culture-wise than what I've grown up with, that it is going to be the most incredible, amazing culture shock, and I cannot wait to experience it. At the same time, I know that there might be things that might make me a little uncomfortable, but you know what? This is all what traveling is about. Putting yourself outside of that comfort zone, seeing things that challenge your beliefs and your preconceived notions, your perceptions of the world, and hopefully making you a better person along the way. So I am hoping to just experience this for all its amazing qualities, and I cannot wait to share this with you guys, because Egypt, that means I would have been to North America, obviously because I live there. I would have been to Europe, going to Asia this year, and Australia, and Africa. So that means I only have 2 more continents. So all that's left, South America and Antarctica. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on Antarctica. Do you know how expensive it is to travel there? It is insane. It's like easily between 5 and 10 grand. Seriously, it is. Oh my gosh, it's mind-blowing. So that's on the bucket list. Table that for another time. But Africa, it is going to be an incredible trip. I hope I get to go back again, because I really would like to see Victoria Falls. I might even be able to go to the Red Sea. That would be great. But I do have a short itinerary. So my guide, she's also registered with the Ministry of Tourism. So that's one thing that's really important. If you're going to go to Egypt, I would say look for a guide who's registered. She emailed me her ID. I was able to see it and say, okay, yes, you are with the ministry. And what that does is when you're traveling in Egypt, it lets all the Egyptian people know that, hey, you're with a government official. And since they're considered government officials, they're not allowed to actually harass you. So you'll notice that if you're with another group, that people might be coming up to you and getting in your space or following you for quite a long time. And that happens because you're not with an official guide, so there's no kind of buffer and barrier preventing you, because they're not allowed to interfere with government officials, and it's actually illegal for them to do so. So by having someone like that as your guide, it means that you are going to have the smoothest experience for your tour, and you're going to have a wonderful time there. That is what I would suggest if you're traveling to Egypt, but I will definitely be keeping you guys posted. I will let you know her name, the tour, everything once I come back, let you know the dates I did, and just keep you updated on this trip, because it's going to be mind-blowingly awesome. I'm so excited about it. So if you guys have any questions about what I'm packing, what I'm going to be using to travel, what kind of documents I needed, any comments or questions at all, traveling solo, just let me know, comment and post below, and I will definitely get back to you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.